But with no crowd, silence, you can listen everything. You can listen your opponent breathing. You can listen your breathing. So I have experience. I fought in the Ultimate Fighter, and then I have 1,000 fights in the street. So it's more personal. It's more real feeling. So I love it. I think no crowd. I feel you can do way more wild shit. You can do more like crazy fights, and then I like it. I'm willing to fight with no crowd too. One of the most memorable. It was like 10 against 10. We were all drunk. I was a fucking kid. I was like 15 years old, but we were going hard back then. And then we were all drunk, and it was a stupid fight. We fight for a taxi. Like we called for a taxi because we were trying to go home, and these other guys jumped in the taxi, and we're like, "Hey, dude, that's my taxi." And they're like, "F you, you." We beat the shit of each other. Like 10, it was 10 guys against 10 guys. That was wild. I remember like one of my friends jumped from a truck with a fucking sidekick to somebody else's face. It was dope. I miss those days. I get my ass whooped at least 800 times of those 1,000. But I used to love it, dude. I used to like trying to get in any single street fight I could. I grew up in a small town in Ecuador. It's called Chone. It's like it's not a rich town. It's a little lower than mid class, or probably way lower than mid class. Then a lot of farming, a lot of like construction. Not too much to do. A small town. And then I remember when I was a little kid, my dream was to be like a guy that only fights like the poor kids on the streets. I remember my cousins used to pay them couple bucks to come and fight me, and those kids for a couple bucks they will fight me for real. So it was a game, whereas we're like playing fights, but they were real fights. And then my grandfather used to take me every Sunday to the rooster fights, and those things were pretty wild because I would see like people drinking or people fighting or somebody don't pay the bet because his rooster died and they will fight. They would. I saw guys putting guns on other people's head like, hey, give him my fucking I don't know 100, 200 bucks, and I was like, wow. So I grew up in a little wild environment, but with a really good family. So they showed me the good and the bad, but I didn't grow up like in the best place. But I appreciate that because now that I live in California, I bought my first house. I live in a nice area for my family in Costa Mesa. So it's like now I appreciate what I have. I appreciate who I become, and I appreciate my parents and my grandparents for showing me the way of the hard work because a lot of people get soft when they become something, when they achieve something. For me, this is just the beginning. Like I feel as hungry and more hungry than that I was before the Ultimate Fighter. It's for me. It's not about getting to the show. It's staying in the show and try to be a world champion.